everyone, it's Shamila Ramjawan coming to you from Johannesburg, South Africa. Today, my special guest on the show is Dr. Anjum Qureshi from Chandrapur, Maharashtra, India. Dr. Qureshi is an assistant professor in the Department of Electronics and Communication at Rajiv Gandhi College of Engineering, Research and Technology in Chandrapur. She is also a freelance trainer, motivational speaker, certified life coach, and a certified meditation trainer. Hello, Dr. Qureshi. Thank you so much for joining me on the Red Corner Show. Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. It was a pleasure being with you on the show.
It's only a pleasure. And I want to wish you a happy hijab day for the 1st of February. And I'm so happy to see that a woman is just so confident in her culture and her dress. But please tell me the whole idea behind the hijab. Is it religious? What does it form part of your culture? Please tell us a little bit about that.
Ma'am, actually, hijab, it is related to the religion, of course, because there are some rules for clothing for women in Islam. Well, there are rules for clothing for men as well as women. For women, it is said that when a woman goes in front of the non-mahrams here means, for a woman, a mahram is her husband, her son, father, and brother. Besides that, all are non-mahrams. So whenever a woman goes in front of the non-mahrams, she should be covered. Only the part of the body that is visible is her face, her palms and her feet. Rest of the body should be covered, and that is a part of like covering the head. That is the job that we wear.
Wow, I'm going to have to cover up. So, Dr. Qureshi, please tell me a little bit about your background, family, anything that you would like to share with the audience.
Yeah, ma'am. Yes, Chandrapur. Though I am an engineering college, but let me tell you, Chandrapur it is a very small place, and being in Chandrapur and creating so many engineers every year, it is a challenging task for us. And for family, ma'am, I have two daughters, two precious daughters. Um, One is 17 years old and the other is 12 years old. And my husband is a businessman.
Awesome. Wonderful. So Chandrapur, is that in West India, the western part of India, near Mumbai?
It is, yeah, not, near Mumbai, we can say, because when you're asking from South Africa, yes, Mumbai is the capital of Maharashtra, the state where I live. Mumbai is the capital.
Okay, awesome. So I have been to Mumbai a few times.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
that's great.
Absolutely beautiful. I love India. So,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Qureshi, you have so many titles. Please take us through those, including your primary job as a college associate professor, because I know I'm also in academics, and I share the same passion as you, and being a motivational speaker and coaching others, being a mentor. We have so much in common. But just your primary job, please tell us a little bit about that. How many years have you been in that profession?
Yes, it was 16 years. I am in the teaching profession. And like the other rules that I follow, that I make, that being a speaker, being a trainer. So that's all just a very small incident where I got the first chance. And let me tell you, I was newly married at that time, and I just went for a party. And there I started talking with nun, sister, because I was in a convent school. I just saw a nun after so many days, and I was talking. And there, the education officer he saw me talking in English, because here you can't find many people talking fluently in English. So I
Mhm.
was just talking, and then he told that I have an opportunity for her. There was a person coming from Denmark. She's a lady. She wants to work for a documentary film, and she requires someone who can do the translation from the local language to English. And there I got my first opportunity. And after that, I went on getting so many opportunities, and that is what I have: a motivational speaker, meditation trainer, freelance trainer, and all those so many roles.
Wow, that's amazing. So, what do you enjoy the most?
Yeah, I enjoy the most being with my students, guiding them. apart from the classroom, beyond the classroom, I can say, I always like I am from engineering college, so I always motivate them to concentrate on research, and the research should be such that it should be beneficial for the society. It should not end up in the theses or in their files. It should go and it should work for the society. It should benefit the society. That's what I always preach among the students.
I so agree with you. And if we look back in years, we think about engineering, the engineering faculty, and that was just male dominated. But now it's actually, both male and female. So what's your take on
Yeah.
this? What's your numbers, your student numbers? Do you find quite a mix, or is it just still male dominated? So what's it like in India?
Yeah, now it is not male dominated, I can say. The time, but when I studied, of course, there were very little girls who entered into engineering. In fact, let me tell you, from my school, I was the only girl who went for engineering after finishing the school. But now there is like mixed, you can say 50-50% you can find. Gender equality is there in engineering section nowadays in India.
Wonderful. I love that. I love hearing that. So, you did say that you in the profession for over 16 years and you love your students. I can so relate to that as well. But just being a freelance trainer, motivational speaker, a life coach, what does that entail? And what's your core focus areas as well as your target audience?
Yeah, ma'am, I like working for women. And I never miss a chance where I get a chance to interact with the women and especially the young girls. I have conducted a number of programs for the women. In fact, free programs. Like there was a village we had adopted to our organization, and there were a number of free counseling sessions that we used to do, number of small events on competitions, and because of that, that is I consider one of my achievements that those girls are progressing their in their life. They did not have any kind of motivation, any kind of support for education, but now they are the girls who are like in the toppers. They have become toppers in their field, in education, in their classrooms, and they are going ahead in life.
Wow, that is fantastic. We always believe in empowerment and mainly women empowerment because we're fighting for gender equality. And hopefully we'll get that right and get that seat at the boardroom table. But just
Yeah.
with your empowerment, do you actually talk about mental health because that is the in thing after COVID? And how do you create the awareness around that?
Yes, my mental health that has become a topic. Not in fact in every country, in even in India, if we see like there are 150 million people who are suffering from some or the other kind of mental illness, but only 30 million of them are receiving. So here, yes, being a freelance trainer and motivational speaker, I am conducting some kind of sessions, some small sessions. Like I feel sometimes, okay, my effort would be like just a small drop in the ocean, but let me work for it. I motivate. Some of the tips that I always give to the students: follow digital fasting at least once in a week. And I tell them that if you have any problems, please don't forget that your parents are your best friend. Whatever problem you may be having, just go and discuss with your parents. If somewhere you have went wrong, the only thing that they can do is they can punish you, or they will feel like, yeah, you're useless. They will not be saying something. They might be angry, but when their anger comes down, they are the only ones who are going to support. So this is what I always keep on telling the students.
Yes, it's so important to have a good support structure, especially in
Yeah,
the young teenage years and just growing up because you really need that.
yeah,
It's difficult to have good friends that you can trust these days. And
yeah,
we always go back to our family because that's where we get all the support from and the love. So,
yes, ma'am.
just moving ahead, you have such an interesting bio. And what really caught my eye is, the academic side of it again, with your research interests. You've done Internet of Things, cloud computing,
Yeah.
artificial intelligence, which is a big thing right now. wireless sensor
Yes.
networks, battery management, image processing. I think a lot of us don't know what all this is about. So maybe please, in a nutshell, just tell us about this, just these concepts.
Yeah. Internet of Things, like that is the basic core area in which I did, and especially I did my PhD in that. Internet of Things, it is a technology by which you can use the internet to control the thing. The things, it doesn't mean just some things. You can be controlling the home appliances, you can be controlling animals, you can be controlling trees, you can be controlling human beings through the internet. And when we are using internet, when we are using IoT, there is a small problem that there is a lot of data that is being transferred, a lot of data that has to be processed and analyzed. And the IoT devices don't have so much of memory storage capacity. For that, we have to use cloud computing. And then again, after using this, we need to combine it with other technologies like the artificial intelligence and machine learning. Because IoT, if you just try to work on IoT, it is not possible. We have to combine so many technologies. Image processing, like a small part, I can tell you, like nowadays we have photo editing apps. We make ourselves beautiful and all that. So image processing, in technical terms, we can say, yes, we have the images and we work on it, how to compress it, how to enlarge it, and there are different kinds of transforms that we work on it. And there are different applications of image processing that you can use it in the medical field. You can use it for the management or monitoring of buildings, and there are a number of applications of image processing. In fact, it is not just possible to tell in 1 or 2 minutes, but it is again an interesting technology where we are working on the images and we are trying to do research on it.
It's so interesting. I've got to spend, I think, a few months with you to understand all of this.
Yeah. Yes.
But it's so
Yeah.
interesting, and I'm definitely going to read up on a lot of this. I do understand some of it, but I just need to get more in tune with what you've just said.
Yeah.
You also were involved in patents, and quite
Yes, ma'am.
interesting patents, two very important ones. Do you want to take us through that?
Yes, ma'am. The first patent that we had, that was a device, which was a microcontroller based device, and it was a social distancing device. As you know, in during COVID time, social distancing was like a major factor that we were trying to deal with. And in this, it could detect the temperature of someone had temperature above pressure level. Like normally we have 98 degrees and all that. So and even if the device detects a person who has his temperature above the threshold level, or who has his oxygen level below the threshold level, then it will give an alarm that, okay, you need to maintain social distancing. A COVID affected patient is there. My second patent. Yeah, I was talking about my second patent. So in
I must
healthcare,
really apologize for the break in communication. It's just the load shedding in South Africa that's causing so much of chaos with our Zoom calls and internet connection. So everything is just pretty unstable. I do apologize for that.
yeah, it's not a matter, ma'am. And because when we are going through online sessions, technical glitches are always there. That is not in our hands,
You
of
know
course.
about it, yes.
Yes,
Up
yes.
with it.
Yeah, ma'am. And yeah, my second patent, it was based on IoT healthcare. Like it was a system in which the doctors, it was communication between the doctors and the patient. The patients don't need to go to the doctors. The doctor can monitor the health of a patient being at his own place. But when we do such kind of communication, there are chances of getting hacked. If the communication system between the doctor and the patient gets hacked, it can be very dangerous. For example, if I am the patient, my doctor is watching me, and someone gets hacked the system and changes the readings of my health parameters. So, for example, he changes my blood pressure value.
Oh my goodness.
Though I may be having my blood pressure may be normal, but someone hacks the system and changes the value. So the doctor will know that, okay, this person is having high blood pressure, so this person needs treatment. So he will prescribe the medicines, and that medicines are not required for me. So if I take the wrong medicines, so you know what is going to happen. That can be
Yeah,
hazard.
that
So
is so
my
scary.
patent was, Yeah, my patents was based on I combined side chains with it. That is the technology again. So so that the hacking can be reducing the hacking, and there are also a number of parameters like delay, throughput, and all packet delivery ratio that we have to look about. And when hacking is there, so all those parameters will give low values. Will not getting satisfactory values. So in the our purpose was to avoid the hacking and also maintain the parameters. So that was the patent about the second patent which I got.
It's so interesting that you're so involved in all of this. And where to from here? Are you going to get involved in more patents?
Yeah, of course, ma'am. We are working on it.
Wow. So, Dr. Qureshi, you've received so many accolades, and I can understand why it's so well deserved. What stands out for you?
Ma'am, awards, yeah, I have a long list of awards, but they always motivate me to work better because I feel that success should be continuous. But as you are asking about my biggest award, my biggest achievement, they are my daughters because they are my greatest supporters. Like I have online sessions nearly every day, and for even for the like in they are working, they are the ones who are working behind the screen always for me. So they are my greatest achievement.
Incredible words coming from a mother. I can tell you, I share your sentiments. It's always great that we can, acknowledge our children, and don't forget your spouse.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, nothing can be done without her because let me tell you, when you are asking this, like I got married just after I finished my graduation, all my PG, PhD, all I have done after marriage, and even the job which I am doing, and the science job, all the extra activities that I am doing, that couldn't have been possible without his support.
Yes, it's so important to have that, especially the PhD journey. I'm in
Yeah,
the final leg of mine, so it's quite
wow,
a challenge.
wonderful.
And yes, the support from my kids because I'm a single parent, so it's amazing that the support that I get from my kids. But Dr. Qureshi, it's been wonderful chatting to you. And what would be your message to, I'm not going to say women, I'm going to say people out there. It's the beginning of 2023. What would be your message of empowerment to people out there?
Yeah, for empowerment, according to the today's time, I can say that try to be human. Always remember that you are human being. And I always reach out to the people saying that don't worry what you are going to become in life or what you are after your child or what you want to make how you see your children as. Don't run behind becoming engineers, doctors, architects, and lawyers. Always understand that you are a human being first and the rest goes on. If you are a good human being, you can do everything in life. And when you say you are a good human being, you have all the positive feelings, you have all the life skills in you. So you can do whatever you want. And for empowerment, it is not just that a woman is empowered. It doesn't mean that she studies and she gets a job. That is not empowerment. She should be aware of what is going around. She should be able to make the changes in herself. And in fact, not only for women, but everyone I am saying, only earning a few dollars or a few rupees is not what is called as an empowerment. Being empowered means you should be educated, you should be able to use that education, and along with that, you should be having all the human qualities. Be human. That's all.
What a powerful message. It's education is key. We should all focus on education because that is something that you never stop learning. We learn
Yes,
every day, and it's
yes,
so important to continue. And especially if you're young, the world is your oyster. I love the message, Dr. Qureshi, and thank you
thank
so
you.
much for coming on the show and chatting to
Thank you,
me and
ma'am.
sharing your expertise and experience and knowledge with the audience. I enjoyed the chat as well. And
Thank you,
I
ma'am.
hope to connect with you. And maybe when I'm in India, meet you.
Sure, ma'am.
And
You're always welcome.
it would be great. So thank you so much for coming and sharing your journey with us. And to the audience out there, if you would like to be on the show, please drop me an email, redcornershow@gmail.com. We have now kickstarted our 2023 inspirational speakers, and you too could be one of them. So please join us. Dr. Qureshi, do you have any last words to share with us?
Yeah, ma'am. Just, I would just like to tell, like, especially because I'm from an engineering background, so this is an age where you should focus more on research and innovation. And if you focus on research and innovation, especially in a country like India, you can go ahead to become the superpower one day.
Absolutely. And we're going to end the chat with that. Thank you so much, Dr.
Yes.
Qureshi, and I wish you all the best in your future patents. And I'm going to follow your journey, and I look forward to seeing it all. Take care. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.